Hey folks, welcome to the Wealth Transfer OTC. Today I want to talk about, just kind of give you guys a quick update on Bitcoin. And currently we see Bitcoin break below 19,000. And actually overnight it broke 20,000. And then actually on some exchanges it's got down to 18,600. People are asking, where do we go from here? Now, I've already been sharing for a while now when Bitcoin hit 25,000, that we could possibly see it go all the way down to 16, 17K. And that was from what Christopher Harris was saying. But it doesn't just always come just from that, folks, because I do keep up with actual Bitcoin traders that talk about Bitcoin every single day and where they see it going. I'm talking about short term, long term. And so what I'm currently expecting to see right now is Bitcoin hit around the 16, 17,000 mark. I believe that once Bitcoin hits that 17,000 mark, then that's when I'm going to start really piling in on maybe some of the other coins. Now, if you saw my video on the XRP, which I just put out on Patreon, dealing with the XRP, I'm probably going to be stacking up on that starting now. But it could go down lower from where it's at. So you go to CoinMarketCap. Got to remember, folks, CoinMarketCap shows an average of all the different markets. Currently on your trading app, it may not be at 19,044. It might be a little bit lower, right? It shows a 24-hour low of 18,905 when we know on some exchanges it actually hit 18,600 or 700. And then looking at the liquidations, and still people are getting liquidated. It's amazing that even when we went from 30K to 25K, that people were still leveraging, which doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever. And with the last 24 hours, 78,680 traders were liquidated. Those total liquidations come in at 272 million. Now, when we dropped from 25K to 21K, I believe that there was there was billions of dollars in liquidations. It was absolutely ridiculous. I think the market lost overall, $2 trillion in value. So that's pretty crazy. And you can see here the different cryptos and their liquidations. You look at ADA over the last 24 hours, 2.7 million liquidations. ApeCoin, 1.98 million. Dogecoin, BNB. You can see here all these people going long. And that's just if you leverage. I think most of the people that listen to this channel, they're buying and holding. So I do not recommend that you do any type of leveraging. And in my previous video, I shared how I shared on the Patreon about how they are trying to hit certain targets because they want to liquidate certain companies. And they want to get rid of stable coins, folks. And in the last video that I just posted on the Patreon, when it comes down to it in the system that they want to put in, they're trying to get rid of stable coins. So it doesn't matter who's behind the stable coin, good guy or bad guy. All right. And with regulations and everything, folks, the crypto markets in the future are headed towards down to what we've been talking about for the longest time. So do I think that Bitcoin could drop to zero? It might very well. It might very well flash crash. And it might do it on certain exchanges. I have no idea. Right? It could be a quick flash, or it could be something that goes all the way to zero and then comes back up. And that's why we always put ourselves into position. And that's why we have the Bitcoin buy limit orders. And so we don't know when this is going to happen. It might happen quickly, from where we're at right now, because I've documented at least 5 different times where it could go down to zero. Now, that's not to say that they're not seeing the same event, because we have the big one, 111,000 to zero. And then we have another one, 35K to zero, right? And 70,000 to zero. So the 70,000 and the 35K could be in the same fall as the 111,000. We don't know. So all that remains to be seen, but you should be in position. And if you're not in position, well, then you need to put yourself into position. The link to the Bitcoin phishing buy limit orders will be down below in the description. All right, and there's another thing that I want to talk about. And there's a difference between prophecy and predictions. Ever since that this has crashed to 19,000, I'm getting messages. Well, he said it was going to go down. This person said it was going to go down to 19,000 or whatever. And I'm like, look, folks, it's so easy to go online and look at predictions. Okay, just to kind of give you an example. Okay, so since it's already gone down under the 20K mark, I'm going to share with you guys I'm going to find some posts that were from 4 or 5 days ago. Okay, June 16th, Bitcoin is probably going down to 17K. June 16th, the current formation looks really similar to the COVID crash of 2020, something in the 17K range. June 13th, 17 to 18K is the next lower level for BTC. Bitcoin bottom is coming, 17 to 19K. Could BTC drop to 17K? Right. Other people's predictions, folks. So this just goes on and on. If I would have done this search before it went under 21,000, this is all you would see is just tons of predictions of where Bitcoin is going to go. It's not that hard, and I could have easily went on here. Anybody easily could go and follow people, right? There's people that I follow here on Twitter that give out Bitcoin predictions that have been for a long time, and they're more accurate than some of these so-called prophets that are prophesying Bitcoin, even though that they say that there was a recovery and that there was going to be a launch and a takeoff, and we're not seeing that. We're actually seeing a downturn. And here's an article from June 15th, Bitcoin price analysis. If 20K breaks, this is the next level BTC is likely headed. You know, folks, if you don't pay attention and you're not listening, if you're only listening to prophets and you're not listening to anybody else, you're not looking at technical analysis of where Bitcoin is going, there's a lot of people that are saying a lot of different things. And you have, you know, the resistance levels and all that. You could prophesy off the resistance levels. And just like a few YouTubers that I listen to that are non-prophetic that talk about Bitcoin, we have Johnny Bravo, right? I've been following him for a very long time. He talks about Bitcoin in just about every single video. And he's been predicting Bitcoin crashing for a very long time. But he has been predicting where Bitcoin is going to go. I could have easily just followed him and then make videos based off of his analysis and call it a prophecy. Here's another guy, Recon Trader. He doesn't make as many videos. He goes on the technical analysis on where Bitcoin is going, right? And he's a day trader too as well. So he buys and sells on a daily basis, but it just goes to show how easy it is. Now, listen, this here, Sir Lewis, right? Why I believe Bitcoin is going under 20,000 with technical analysis. It's how easy. This was back on March the 23rd. This was almost 3 months ago. Now, I could have anybody could go on here and say Bitcoin is going to go under 20,000 and not give you any kind of time frame. Just because somebody gives you a pricing point does not make it a prophecy. There are different types of prophets, excluding, you know, God's prophets, right? You got people like, you have these YouTubers that are making predictions. So you have this guy here, Sir Lewis, who made his prediction over 3 months ago. Since he got his technical analysis right, then should we consider him a prophet? Right? No, because he didn't say it was from God. It was from him just doing a what? A technical analysis. My point is that with all this, you know, folks, if you do your research, right, you can get some of the same information that I look at. You remember back in November, I was telling you that I wasn't buying any more stocks. All right, I'm trying to play everything as a swing trade, dealing with the stocks. And even right now, I'm not trying to hold on to stocks for very long. I'm trying to swing trade them. And so based off all of that, not only in some of the prophetic, but also what other people were saying about what was going on in the markets. Also, too, try to line it up. When it comes to pricing points, try to line it up with what the technical analysis people are saying. Because sometimes prophecy doesn't necessarily mean right then and there. That's one of the reasons why you have to be careful when you're dealing with microwave prophecies. So where do we go from here? Currently, it's currently at 19,000. The stock market isn't open on Monday, and you're seeing more and more people get liquidated. So this is why we just take it day by day for right now, folks. I know somebody was telling me that there's a prophecy that after 19,000 it was going to take off. Well, you guys, for those of you, if you believe that, then you should be going all in on Bitcoin, right? So you might as well go ahead and go long and hope that you don't get liquidated if you are planning to play that way. So once again, I do look to see the 16, 17K before we see Bitcoin start to go back up. But also, we could also be seeing this drop to zero too as well, right? A flash crash or crash, I have no idea. Remember what Maria Conwell said about July. So here we are. I mean, what if it continues just to go down, right? All the way to zero in the beginning of July, we're at zero. So who knows if this is going to lead into Bitcoin going to zero, right? We're only 2 weeks away from July. I'm all prepared for that, folks. Are you guys prepared for this? Some of you who are following certain prophets were not expecting Bitcoin to be that low because it was supposed to go up after a certain time. And folks, we still have a lot of issues, right? We have the investigations with Celsius, right? We got the investigations with Luna. Here we go. Crypto hedge fund, Three Arrows Capital considers asset sales bailout. So that's another one that is failing. And you know that they're trying to take out stable coins. And I said, folks, in one of my videos, I said it's not over yet. So we just take it day by day from here on out. Okay, so if it goes down to that 16, 17K level from that prophetic, that might be the point where we start to see the recovery, right? But this also could be the drop that leads to zero. We don't have any idea, so we're just taking this day by day. So that is all that I have for this today, folks. I thank you for listening. God bless. TC out.